you start with a ball as well, and you always have to measure. You need to always measure before you start. Don't assume that, oh, this will work for the head. Now when you get your ball, you make it into a small egg, and then I'll start with the man's head. You put it right at the back here, like this. Now when you put it on it and it looks too big, that means you have to reduce it. This looks too big, so I'm going to reduce this a little bit. And then try it out again. This is manageable, but I think I still want it to be smaller than that. Yeah, this is right. So once you get that, once you get that done, you have the shape for your head. And then you now start. Now I'm going to start all over again. I'm going to mold it all over again. Now another thing you can also do is, this is not a one-day thing, even though this video is like a in less than 30 minutes video. But what you have to know is this: to get everything to be well done, that it will not fall, the bottom parts comes first. You do that, you leave it to rest like a day before you now start working on the body. And when you work on the body, once you've done that one too, you also leave it to rest. So when you are putting a couple on a wedding cake or an engagement cake, it's not something you rush to do. This has to dry, this has to dry. This is going to carry this, so you want it to rest. And then the head too, you wouldn't want the neck to break. Because if you put the head on it and then, well, if you're not careful, the neck will start cracking and start breaking just because it's not dry enough. But for the video, I'm doing everything now so you see it once. So I'm making sure my ball is smooth all over. And then I'm making my egg shape. For my man, I really don't want his face to be really egg-like, so I'm going to make this. Now I want the camera to be here very close so that I can see every detail I'm going to work with. Now, before you start at all, what you need to do is first of all divide this into 4. You pick it right in the middle, just a little mark. It doesn't have to be so deeply indented that it won't clean off as you walk. Then that's for the middle, and then you come this way. You do something like this. In fine art, this is how you start when it comes to drawing a face. The eye comes in here, both up and down for the eye, and then the nose is somewhere in the middle. The mouth also starts from here, like that. So this is how you start off in fine enough space for the bald head. I'm using the smaller part of my bone tool, one here. And then I'm going to use this to like push this up a little. And then the down part as well. Okay, now another thing before we continue with the eyes, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to show you one way of attaching the nose, of bringing out the nose, and that is taking a little paste, then bringing it up into a teardrop shape. You measure it with this from here. So you just measure it to be sure that it's not going to be too big or too small. This is too big, so I'll simply just reduce that. Okay, this should be just right. Yep, this is good. So I'm going to use my glue, very little. Then, okay, I'm going to use my bone tool and then blend this together. You try and blend it very well so that it doesn't show that something was attached to it. And then the down part of the nose, you adjust it and bring it to size. And at the same time, take your bone tool and blend all that parts together. And that's our nose. If you like, you can still take your bone tool or a toothpick and create a hole in your nose. If you like, and leave it. It's really nobody wants to check underneath that and check if it has a nose or not. So that is the nose. Next is the mouth. This I'm also going to attach. I also want to show you how to attach. Also get something not too thick. So both sides will be thin, the middle part will be thick. You measure it first. So this is all right. Put in your glue, very little. Also using my bone tool, I'm going to try and blend this in. Then try and divide the middle. Let me use a knife for that. If you want his mouth to be opened, it's just a matter of opening it up. If you don't want it to be open, you can just leave it closed. So I'm trying to open his mouth a little bit. And then right up here, right in the middle of the nose, bring this down. Push this lip up a little. And that's my mouth. Now if I want to go the extra mile and want him to really smile, I'll take there's a particular tool that is in your modeling tool. It's not in this tool, but I'm going to show you that tool now. It's in another. So you can use the bigger part of this veining tool for it, but preferably I like using this cone tool. Works perfectly. So what you simply do, you bring your hand right at the tip of the mouth, you press it down and then you push this up. Same thing for the second side. Press it down, push it up. That gives you a smiley face. Alright, so this way you have a smiley face. Now this is for a man. Yeah, so this is what we have. This is what we have for the man. Now to finish this up, I'm going to put in the eyes, which is our white ball. So you put it inside and you measure. If it's too big, reduce it. If it's too small, if it's too big, it's not going in. This should work. So I'm going to bring this out, do the second one. Yeah, that should work. So I'll be putting my glue just a little. In this place, you really want your glue to be very little. And then using my bone tool, I'm going to push this in a little. And if you want the inner part of his eyes to be black, you can go ahead and use black, but for here I always like using brown. So I'm going to just get this very small paste. I'm going to make sure that it's right in the middle. Depends on what you want him to be looking at. If you want to look at the side, okay, he may be looking at his wife. She's sitting to his I think the bride is to the left. So she's sitting to his left, so he can be looking at his bride. So I can put the inner part of his eye on the side, just like this. Then use my one tool to so you can be looking at his wife on the side. If it's getting sticky, just put it in some corn flour. Okay. Then the next thing is the eyebrows, his eyelids and everything. So still using the same dark shade of brown. I'm going to put some glue. Put some glue right up here. Then attach this there. I'm going to cut off the excess. So Same thing for the other side. Then I'll now come to his eyebrow. Now, because it's a man, I'm going to make it thick. Okay, so that is the head of my man. For our man, this is all we are going to use, nothing more, nothing to be added. If we now need hair on his head before you attach the cap, you go ahead and do that. That's before you attach the cap. But as it is ready. Everything about him is ready. Now to attach this to this, I'm not going to put it directly on this because this is still a very long neck. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut off this neck like this. I'm going to reduce the neck. Now in the process of doing that, you also have to be sure that this will not shook out, will not point out of at the top. So I'll simply take my plier and cut off like this. Yep. So you come somewhere behind. It shouldn't be here. It must be behind. Apply a little glue to all that parts, including the kebab stick. And then you place his head right on. That's okay. Well, he's looking at his wife. I can make his head turn to the side because he really wants to look at his wife. So I'll make his head turn a little to the side. So that is attaching the man's head. Now you notice I did not put the hair. The hair will come in after I've placed the cap on. So that's the last thing that will come into that head there. So that's for our man. So next I'll be doing the bride. So for my bride, once again, I'm going to check to be sure I have the right size for the head. And that way, just a little bit more. Okay. So I have the right size for the bride's head. So now, like I said, I'm going to now do this in a different way for you to see another method of creating the eyes. For creating the face. Once again, I'm going to divide this into two. I want to get it right. So I have it divided into two, just a thin line. It's not something that is going to be so, that is going to show, because you want it all to clear off by the time you are through. So for the eye, I'm going to put a line right where that line is, right on it. And then I'll use my veining tool to bring this side up. I'm putting my thumb right at the top here. Because I want that eyebrow to also come out as I'm walking. And also the bottom. If you notice, my thumb is right under. That is also helping me to shape it the way I want it. So I don't want our eyes to be too wide open. Right. Now the next thing now, I'm going to bring out the nose. Now instead of me attaching the nose like I did for the groom, I'm going to use my thumb and my forefinger to pinch it out. Now in the process of doing this, don't worry, it might affect the eyes. We go back and adjust the eye. So I'm going to pinch right in between the eye, like that. So the moment I'm done pinching, I will now use my forefinger to push it down. Pinch and then press it down. Be mindful of the fact that the down part has to be wider than the top. So the moment I've gotten what I want there, I take my veining tool and come and push out the nose under here. And I'll be adjusting the nose as I want. Smoothing it all as I'm walking. Okay, so my nose, so that's how you bring out the nose without attaching to it. Then I'll come back to the eyes and now spread it open again. Now you have to be very careful the way you handle your paste, so you don't end up pressing it as you are walking. You handle it with care. So we'll come back to finish up the eye. Next is the mouth. Just as we did for the eyes, we're also going to do for the mouth. And right in the middle there, I'm going to puncture this in. Then pick my tool and then start bringing it out. I'm going to bring out the side up, just one side up, then the other side up. And I'm going to press it down a little. Then go to the bottom with the up of my thumb, shape it out, and then press it down. Now for this, I would want her to be, I want her mouth to be open very wide, so I'll just leave it open this way. Then I'll take some white paste and put it inside. This should work. So using my glue, just a little at a time. Push that in, so that will work as the teeth. If it presses, just go back and adjust it. Then just as we did with the mouth of the husband, you come right to the side, press it down and then take it up. And the process of taking it up, you try as much as possible to give us enough cheek. Press it down, take it up, give her enough cheek. I'm going to adjust this lower lip some more. Alright. Okay. So next we're going to come to the eyes. So next we are going to come to the eyes. Also put in your white paste. Measure it first to be sure you have enough and not too much, not too big, not too small. So you attach that in. Push it in. And again, taking your darker shade. Since the husband is looking at her, she can be looking at her husband. Just make sure that everything is the same all round. Okay. Since I'm working on the bride, I want that trace to really come out looking very feminine. Alright, so next we're going to do the eyelids. Now for the bride, this is where the makeup starts coming in. First of all, you can decide to make this part very thick and then make it look like she's using a mascara. If you notice, I did not put anything at the bottom part of the husband's zone, but for the bride I'm going to put, there's going to be a thin layer. Let the thicker parts be inside. And so it depends on how you want to make her up. I'm going to the top. I'm going to make that a little bit thicker, not so thick, depending on the size of the head. And doing this, you can decide to take your knife and do something like this. And you can even make that black. I think I want to make it black. Let me make it black so that you see it as if there's mascara there. As if you had this what's it called? As if she added some high lashes to it. Yeah. So let's use the black. So you now use the tip of your knife Just spread it out. So it looks like she has some eyelashes attached there. They will now come to the brow and make that brown. And of course, you can also make one part thicker than the other parts on the other side. But it shouldn't be as thick as the man's own. So because it's a bride, now starts making her up some more. Now there are two ways you can put a lipstick on. It's either you take a red paste, and just as we did the lip for the husband, you put the red paste and cover her lip, or a pink paste depending on what color you want to use for a lipstick. So just like we did the mouth of the husband, you just put a little pink or a little red at that lip, just that lippy part. That's one way of putting the lipstick on. And the other way is what I want to show you now, that is to paint it on. Some red color. I put some red color in my palette dish. This is my edible spirit. It's inside this container. This is just a container I like to use very much. I saw it somewhere, I bought it, and it works perfectly for me. So taking a very small tip brush. Okay, I think this will work. I'm going to paint on the lipstick. You can use any color you want for that lipstick. There are different colored lipstick out there, so anyone goes. Okay. My white space got covered there. Alright. Then for the eyeshadow, now depending on the color of the cloth she's putting on, you can decide to use the color eyeshadow for with the color of the cloth, or you can just go safe and use gold or silver. It's all in your hands, any one you want to do. So I want to use gold now, even though I'm putting on some purple for her. Now this gold container already has some gold still in it, so what I'll just do, I'll take my Okay, I use the brush the other time. Okay, so I'll take my shortening, just a little, and put it right there. So that by the time I'm attaching this to it, it will stay. I think my eyebrow one is has more space than the others, so I can as well just do this. And if I like, I can still go ahead and use the second color. And just tap a little here. Maybe just put some by the side. However you want to make her up. Then if you want, you can take a bigger brush which has more fluffiness on it. Okay, I think I use this as well. And then I'll just put some on the cheekbone, just a little. Don't want it to be too much. And that's that. So once that is all done, I put the head on the body. So once this is done, I'm going to put it on the head. Once again, I'm going to trim off this head. I don't want it to be too high up. Now the idea is to cut the top at an angle, so that when you're putting the head on it, it's going to sit flat, and then the back should still be pressed down. So okay, I'm going to have to reduce this as well. And then using my glue, I'm going to attach it everywhere, including on the stake. I'll set her head right in. Yeah. Now, both of them are looking at each other. So that is making their heads. So that's for the bride and for the groom.